What's up? What's up? Good afternoon, good night, good evening. What up? What up? This is DFS Champs. My name is Jared, the Hebrew Hammer, your host for today's show. As we see, I'm solo today. Damon's somewhere else. I think he went to Mars for a bit to take a little vacation. He needed a little R&R, take a little break from the little action. It's tiring sometimes. So I heard Mars is nice. Hopefully Damon sent a postcard from there. I miss it. Got to get away sometimes. You got to do what you got to do, but football never ends, man. It's week 3. It's time to go. So you're going to hear the Hammer talking for a full hour or 45 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever it feels like. I don't know. You're going to hear me talk for the entire time. You got to bear with me. I'm not feeling as well today. It's respiratory, so I'm going to talk for as long as I could. When I can't talk no more, we got to end the show. We'll see how it goes, but that's just how it rolls. So I wrote some things down. The memory's not as great today, so I wanted to keep things sharp. I wanted to keep you guys up to date. This is a big week, but first we should recap the weekend before. Let me give you a little screen share of our lineup. We don't really feel like DFS champs at the moment. The first 2 weeks. Well, for week 1 we didn't cash. Week 2 we didn't cash. We went to 130. I think our finals was 130.88. Not great. My other lineup was 137. Still not great. No cash there. It is what it is. A lot of misses. You expected Burrow to bounce back. He still looks like shit. Last year he was 0-2 as well, so we'll see how it brings up. But Higgins out of that time, he was the only guy he was going to. He got both his touchdowns, 99 yards, 8 receptions. So he was huge for us. We both are big on him. I did not expect Mike Evans to go for 171. I had no. Kept telling my friend, look at the stats. Mike Evans, he's like, no way, he's not. No. He wouldn't even look it up the stats because he couldn't believe it himself. But it's crazy. But as we see, that's only 2 fire. Everything else, shit. Chet's defense. For the price they were, it was the price they were. So, should have known. Mike Williams, he's starting to get more looks in short yardage, little areas there and there. Keenan's starting to get some of the bigger looks. So, something to keep an eye on there. They have a big matchup next week. DK, he's, I don't know, 7K. I thought he was a little too much for that price. But this guy right here, he messed me up in a few lineups myself. I had one lineup. I think I got the 170 in the lineup and a $3 play action gave me 15. But everyone was golden. Everyone was either fire or just on the mark, hit almost on fire. And he's the only guy that did it for me. And that was disappointing. That was very disappointing. But it's week 3 time. It's time to move on. Time to move forward. We can't just low on the past and go about that. So we gotta move it on. Where are we going here? So what we got next? Before we move on to the games going on, I'm going to move up to it. But before we talk about it, we got a little Giants Niners action here. We don't have to go too far deep into this. Niners are home opener playing the Giants. As we saw, today they announced a bunch of players inactive, a few linemen, Saquon obviously. They were hopeful, but come on, such a long season. Let him take a couple weeks off. Let him rest his knee. Let him get it ready and back at it so he can get the rest of the year and move forward. See if that offense can get moving a little bit. But no confidence there. So I didn't really look too deeply into picks right now. I might have a pick or two posted the next day, tomorrow morning, tonight, who knows, whatever I feel like. But only thing that points out to me right now is Elijah Mitchell. McCaffrey, 20-plus rushes and some catches at the last few weeks. Short week, 3 days off right here from the Sunday to Thursday. Playing the Giants could probably get blowout. I'm sure they're going to get Mitchell some touches if they have yardage at 20. I couldn't see the yards props last I checked, but I know when I saw the anytime touchdowns, it was in the 200s, 230, 255, and you can get something there. He'll get his chances in the end zone. He'll get some yardage. He's someone to look at as a value play. But let's look at Sunday's action. Why am I going to MLB? No, we don't do that anymore. We're not there. What I write for this before I move on? Well, before we move on, as we see, I'm making my own lineup today, so it's a little solo there. At the first 2 weeks, Damon and I kind of moved it up and made lineups together. Kind of changing it up today. What's up, Damon? I didn't see you there. What's going on, Doug? How's Mars? Hope it's all right up there. Hope it's not too less oxygen. I don't know. Just have fun with your family in Mars, man. Tell the fellow Martians I said what up. That's cool. You can share comments and stuff. But like I said, strategies. There's all sorts of strategies in DraftKings and FanDuel and DFS in general. I mean, Damon and I have our own strategies. That's which makes both of us pretty unique and pretty interesting. So we can talk about our strategy, talk about our lineups, and I think that's a great way to go about it in the future, possibly. So we talked about it, and I think we're going to keep talking about it. We might make our own lineups in the future. It's not a competition. No one's looking to beat each other, do what's up. We're all just trying to make money in the end of the day. No one's competing with anyone but the books. That's what we got to remember here. So Damon and I might just make our own lineups from now on. I mean, I have my strategies. He has his strategies. No strategy is worse off or better off than the other strategy. It's just everyone has their own opinions. I tend to lean towards the puzzles and the stacks myself. I love trying to find those short games, little 3 to 4 game stacks, and just banging them out right there. But there are times like you got to find the numbers. You got to find the guys. You got to find those guys at 3,700s, 3,500s that are just going to go, and you just know they're going to do it. Profit of the week. Didn't hit week 1 with Pickens, but week 2, that was huge. With Josh Reynolds went off. He was in like half my lineups, and that's what helped cash some of them. Man, that's sometimes the things you got to find is those little sleepers in the water. Those little guys that no one's talking about. That's going to be 5%. I think Reynolds, he might have been 10% owned, which is pretty high for that. So people were thinking similarly in that way, like ours. And now he's 4,200 this week. But those are the guys you got to find. Someone I'm looking at right now, I mean, he had a pretty big week last week, and I'm sure he's not really a profit at this point since he already went off. Last week was his profit week. Tank Dell, he's still 3,600. That's someone to look at as well. There's Nelson Aguilar, or someone who's with OBJ out, is someone to look at. I think he's 3,300, something like that. So those are things to look at in the future. You good to go for stacks, good to go for the guys, because I mean, in my opinion, if you're picking a receiver and you think he's going to go off, or if you're picking a quarterback, and you think he's going to go off and he's not the rushing quarterback, he's more of a throwing quarterback, I mean, it's pretty important he's going to throw it to his guys, right? And if you can get 2 of his guys to score 20 points, if you get 2 touchdowns from 2 of his guys, then you're money. You're even. It's up. So, and that's 3 guys right there getting you, 25 to 30 from a quarterback position, 55 to 75, 80 right there from 3 players. Then you go down the list. You find those games. You find those overs that are going to jump out at you, and you attack those guys. It's all a gamble at the end of the day. You don't know who's going to score. We don't know who's going to do what, but it's all about finding the right plays. All about finding the ones no one's talking about. The one who's good. If this guy does this, we go boom. But it's got to have a chance. You got to see it happen. Got to be a script. So why don't we get into this a little bit? Why don't we get into some games? I mean, I have some ideas. I mean, this is the week to blow out. This is the week at the beginning of the season. I mean, there's always that week early on that you're looking for that's boom potential, and this is one of them. The value is just right there all over the place. I mean, let me try to get where's my? Why do I use that one? I just use mouse. Not be so dumb. Like, look at the numbers here. Well, we saw a lot of guys accused, but that stuff happens during the week. It's always down to happen. I mean, look at the running back numbers here. I mean, there's a couple guys high I would take. I mean, Pollard, look, Arizona's numbers, rushing horse here so far. John Easy, this guy has really impressed me so far. And I mean, what does he get? What did the other guy get? I like him a lot this week too. Kenneth Walker, didn't he get 2 touchdowns last week versus Detroit? Yeah. I mean, yards not there, average not there, but I mean, he gets the touchdown. He got the touchdowns. You got him when you need him. And I think this guy is much better. This guy's a beast. Algiers there, but this guy is the beast. Look, 19 for 124 against Green Bay. 4 or 5. He catches as well. He gets both ways. See, that's what you like. You like a point per reception. So that's 4 right there. That's huge for running backs. You always jump at those opportunities. So that's a guy I'm starring for the week. in general. He might not be in my DFS champs lineup. I have to debate on that. I have to look through that. But I mean, he's up there, and that's one of the guys I'm jumping at. ETN went off to an injury recently. He might be a guy to look through, but he had what was his injury? He's not listed on the injury. It's only cramps. Okay. Hopefully, he didn't go through a lot of hopefully, he didn't get under 11 hours sleep like Kikuchi of the Toronto Blue Jays. Like a fucking joke. Gibbs by himself. No Montgomery. It's an option right there. Like I said, Kenneth Walker's a guy I like a lot this week. I mean, Carolina looks like I said, is a rushing whore right now. I wrote a couple numbers down versus them, I believe. Week 1, Algier went for 75 on 15 carries and 2 touchdowns, while Robinson himself went for I think 10 carries on 56 yards, but he also got a touchdown on 6 catches of 27. And then week 2, we just saw this on Monday. Tony Jones. Yeah, whatever. He didn't get the yards, but when he got at the goal line, he got his 2 touchdowns. So as we see, 2 rushing touchdowns per game against these guys. Taysom Hill, 9 rushes for 75 yards. After Jamal got hurt, Jamal was on his way on the rate too. I think he was like 9 of 35 or what. I mean, that's not great, but I mean, he was. I predicted early. I texted some people and said this feels like a Jamal Williams 2 touchdown game. It just felt like it. Tony Jones Jr. took it away from him. It is what it is, but that's why I'm looking at Kenneth Walker as an option at 6,200 this week. Not that bad for a guy who gave you 20 or so, 22. You want 3x at least, so you can get 24 from that number. What's his name? What they display. And then we got Denver. Mostert's an option right there as well. We just saw versus Denver how the run game went against them. Brian Robinson right there went off against them in a way. He's playing the Bills this week. I actually like Bills defense. It's like 2,900. Where is that dude? I think they moved him up to 58 or so. 58, yeah. The other B. Robinson. I mean, yeah. See, like, bench Denver. I mean, obviously it's game by game. We can't go by one game, but I mean, that's the only thing we have in some numbers in some departments. And if people keep doing that versus guys, it's an option. I mean, I like him in general, regardless. Pacheco scares me now. I loved him. I loved him early on. I think he was a guy I was just looking at all day, and it was scary. It was in most of my lineups. Probably not a good idea, but hamstring injuries are a no-go. Injuries aren't something to play with. When someone's hurt, we out. I don't even want to think about it. They got too many running backs to let him play with a hamstring injury. But I mean, there's even guys like fuck. What's not Hill? Like Ford. Like you think Hill's gonna start week 1? Like week 3? Oh, no. He's not gonna play right away. At least a lot of the whole time. This guy will get his touches. I mean, he's not. I don't think he's gonna go off versus Tennessee. I think Tennessee can hold the run in a way, but for 4,800, you can get running back, and you can get another one in the 50s, in the 5,000s, and then boom, you have all that money left for all these receivers. And this is the game right here. Finding the guys. There's so many receivers you could stack together this week because of that. So many. It's so fun. It was so fun to run through it. So you can I already made like 8 lineups this week. I usually make 1 or 2 before the show just to get ready, just to practice. But I made 8 lineups. I was just having fun, just rolling through all the different puzzle pieces, getting through it, trying to find it out. So why don't we check it out here? Why don't we check it out? We don't have to go game by game and talk about every game. Like I just talked about players in the list here and there. We don't really need to go through each game. Like some things I pointed out. Some things I wrote out that I think is interesting. I like the Amari Cooper this week. He's a pretty good matchup, I think, against Tennessee. Week 1, Olave went for 112 on 8 catches. Thomas went for 61 on 5, but Shaheed had a bomb touchdown catch on 89 yards, 5 catches. So we had 305 yards by Carr passing. Week 2, we have 305 yards passing and 2 touchdowns by Herbert. So Keenan Allen gets 2 touchdowns on 111 receptions, while Mike Williams get 8, like I pointed out before, 8 catches on 83. So I mean, Tennessee team seems like last year they were as well, a team that is susceptible to the pass, susceptible to guys. And I think if he's not hurt, if he plays, who the hell knows, he's a guy I want on my squad. he wasn't supposed to play against Pitt. We heard it the entire time he's not playing. Gets 10 targets, 7 catches, 90 yards. Looks good. I mean, he's going to keep feeding his guy. And there's no Chubb, which means even more time to throw because they're not going to give it to Ford 30 times a game like they gave it to Chubb. I mean, if he ran 6.6 yards per carry, I mean, they'll do that. But I don't know. That's not something I trust. Another guy that I loved. So why don't we run through it? I mean, like I said, quarterbacks. Unless I'm stacking a specific lineup in a specific game in general. Like if you want to stack, where is this game? Where is this game? Like this game right here. I mean, the price is not that far off. You can go with either one of these guys. I think doesn't really matter. Whoever you think's losing, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Akers just got traded, but he's not gonna play. I'm sure he just got traded. But he got traded to the Vikings, so they're not happy with Madison. So I'm sure he's gonna be throwing a bunch. Who knows if Eckler's playing or not? So I mean, Cousins first 2 weeks, how's he been throwing? I mean, 4 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns. He's getting his points. I mean, if you can get 25 to 30 out of the quarterback, you want more for the price, though. That's why I'd rather with my big lineups with my guys than what my most confident ones. I want the guys at 6, 65, 60, 62. I think that though, like if I can find the right guy at that number, that's the price because then you can go higher with the receivers and the running backs. You have more opportunities, more areas, but can't really do that when you go for 7, 8K on a quarterback. Like when I go for Josh Allen, like I love Josh Allen this week. I think he's going for 30 plus. I'll have him in a lineup with the defense. I'll have him in a lineup maybe with the tight end, Kincaid and Diggs. I think Diggs is going crazy this week. He's going to be in my DFS champs lineup. I know that for sure. But like I said, 8K for the quarterback, 8K for the receiver. That's 16 off the bat on 2 players. You got what, 7 spots, 8 spots to go. Was it 9 or 8? I don't know. 1, 3, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you got 9 spots and 2 of them down. You already got 16K down, 16,000 down. It's not good. I think the defense in this game, I mean, the Patriots dominant. I mean, when do they not destroy the Jets? When does the defense not go at them? And Zach Wilson, I'm sure they'll be chalk, but at 3,500, that's worth it. Sometimes the chalk is a chalk, but at the price, it doesn't matter. You don't want a chalk guy at 8K because you get a chalk guy at 8K and he doesn't go off. He goes average. I mean, you and 30% of people are not going to go anywhere while everyone else who doesn't have them and have this other guys are going up. And that's a larger number. I'd rather have the guy that's 3% that doesn't do anything because then it doesn't really affect anything. Okay. Moving on there. I mean, I think the Chiefs go through in this game too. Like I said, I thought they were going to run it out, but I still see Mahomes. I mean, Kelsey, we'll see. We got 9 targets. He didn't look himself, but that's game 1 for him. Game 2, I think he'll maybe get a little more action there. So I can see myself doing Mahomes Kelsey lineup. That's a little something too I'd go through. But let's run through it. Let's run through it. I already said Diggs was in my lineup. Let me grab my phone. So we got Diggs. I think CD Lamb is another guy versus Arizona. It's just money. He's just a money player. Pollard's another option if you wanted to go that way. Pollard's a great option, actually. But I love my boy CD Lamb this week again. I think he's. I have him as I think I have a future on most receiving yards from him in the season. I think he's going off right now. He's going to continue to get fed because that's what he does. Running back options like. So let me just check my chat here. Turn off some of the things. What's going on there? We got our chats. Like I said, I love Amari Cooper. That's before I can go there. I want to get my receivers out of the way. Amari Cooper's my boy this week if he plays. Remember, everything is suspect to injuries. If there are injuries, we will update it. We will update you guys on Twitter. I at HebrewHammer180 is my Twitter X handle. I can update you there as needed. with any injury factors, anything going on in that department. Let's see. I love Kenneth Walker this week, but I think I keep talking about my boy Bajan. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's my guy. That's my guy this week. Kenneth Walker, another boy of mine. Oi, we're getting somewhere. Might have to take out Lamb, actually. We'll see about that. I think Watson goes through this week. I think this is the week. I know. I'm not the biggest fan of the guy. I hate what he does. But, I mean, doesn't look great. He has not looked himself. But, I mean, the rate's not bad. I mean, not the rate. Percentage looks terrible. Wow. But I think the percentage is there for points. I think it's week 3. It's 3 weeks on. I think it's the opportunity for him. At the price, it's right. Tight end, I love my dude Henry this week. I think he got a touchdown the first 2 weeks. Sometimes that scares me because 3 weeks in a row, this and that, but you can't think about that. It's about the matchups. I think it's the Jets. This is the guy that'll be fed. Defense, I'll go right back to the Patriots. I haven't talked to them. 3,500, chalk or not, who the fuck cares? See, like I said, 800 left. I have to take someone out of this lineup, and that's okay. I can take Bajan or Walker out. I can go for another running back instead of Kenneth Walker. Or I could take CD Lamb out, who I think is great. See, 4,200 is still not great. Have to find something in the flex or somewhere else that's pretty cheap. So we go down to the list. I'm not going to find a running back in the 3,000s at worth it, not one bit. So we go here. This guy's been pretty good, but I'm not sure against New Orleans in that to part way. Anyone to see? I hate what the hell. Well, he's a limited participant. That's great. Because that was the cheapie. That was the cheapie right there. That's fucking great. Fucking hell. Hammer's angry. Gods are angry. The sports gods are fucking pissed. That's not supposed. That wasn't there before. That wasn't there like an hour. Fuck. Come on. What does it say? Okay. What is the injury for? What's the injury for? Nico's a groin, thigh injury. Okay, it doesn't really sell. Well, it could just be nothing. So, question mark in the lineup. That's okay. We can deal with that. We can always change things up if things happen, and that's okay. So I guess it's a 4,900 here, and go down the list. We see if anyone we like. I mean, if you want to do a stack, I mean, there's Elijah Moore. Didn't do great. Didn't catch much, but 9 targets. That might be the guy. This might be the prophet then, because he has the potential. I mean, at the end of the day, results are important. Results are the most important thing. Of course they are. But how do we get results? But with opportunities. Without opportunities, there are no results. 7 targets week 1, 9 targets week 2. He's being looked at. For some reason, Deshaun loves this dude. He wants to feed him the ball. He wants him to look good. He wants him to be the man. I don't know if Deshaun saw what's going on with the Jets last year with Elijah or not. He wants to prove something with them. I don't know. Maybe Elijah's giving him a massage here and there. I have no clue. Who the fuck knows? No, I'm not in Cleveland. We can ask my boy Nick, wherever he is. Nick C. See what's up. Maybe he's doing the massages. I don't know. Just fucking with you. But who the fuck knows? I just see the targets. For example, you see a guy who has 0 touchdowns, but you hear that he has, let's say someone in the first 2 weeks has no touchdowns, but he's had 6 red zone looks. Well, he's had 6 red zone looks. It might not be his fault. It might be terrible looks. It might be double coverage. But the important thing to remember is he has 7 or 5, whatever it is, red zone looks in those 2 weeks. So he's getting those looks for a reason. He's not going to stop getting those looks. He's not going to stop getting them. So that's something to look at. So this is a guy that'd be interesting for me. Do I have any late game guys going? That's the only thing I hate putting a guy who is not a late guy in the flex. So I might switch it later up, but that's a guy I like that. Let me see. Let's just look through this lineup for a second and see if I like it. It has to match, has to fit. I feel like it doesn't fit without my boy Lamb, so I kind of opened up with the running backs. But like I said, I'm going to have other lineups too, and maybe I'll post another lineup. I think I'll have 2 lineups this week. Maybe I'll post a second one as well, because I think this lineup seems like it features the running backs a little bit, because I chalked Bijan up too much not to put him in. So I have almost 2 8K players in this lineup and had to fit a few other sleepers and things here and there. So we'll see. I still feel confident in each one of these guys, but I'm going to make another lineup as well, because I want to make a lineup with cheaper running backs so I can stack the receivers. I think that's another way to go. And just to show all of you guys 2 different methods of the madness that goes through my head in this moment. So that's something to look through there, but that's a lineup to save for now. Look, how many lineups there are. See. Something went crazy this week. It's just fun. Herbert, Mahomes, Josh Allen. Those things to consider. So let me get myself back on this screen, because I have my screen over there, so I can be a narcissist and see myself. Hey, co-host, stop barking over there. There's no barking allowed as a co-host. You gotta be quiet and produce my show. Good boy. So some other things I was looking at. Why I love Diggs. Because he's Diggs, but I mean, week 2, we saw Russell Wilson go for 308 against Washington. I mean, Russell Wilson, he cooked Washington for 308. I mean, we got Josh Allen. I mean, he didn't look especially, he doesn't look great, but I mean, still my boy. I still see it. Even if he gets interceptions, he's still going to put up points. He's still going to get 2-3 touchdowns. He's still going to run some yards. He's still going to find his Diggs. And then, so like I said, running around the board, I wrote a bunch of guys down I liked. Jefferson's a guy I want to stack around that lineup too. I want to stack that game fully. Either Herbert, Cousins, that's something I talked about. So that's a game I'm going to want to stack. I want to get one of those quarterbacks in there. I'm going to want Jefferson in there. So I'll probably do a Herbert, Jefferson, Mike Williams, Keenan, and fucking have to do some Tank Dell and other guys in there as well. Have to get a 4,800 maybe, and Moss. I don't know, some cheaper running backs at 53, 5,800 mark. You could find those. You could find a bunch of those guys. So that's pretty easy. You can get that through. So Walker, like I mentioned, he's in my lap. I love him. B. Robinson, my boy. If Pacheco wasn't hurt, that's a guy I was putting in my 60% of my lineups, because I thought he was going to go crazy. I mean, he only got eight touches and 10 targets in the last 2 weeks combined, respectively. But I think the script played out. He was going to get 15, and he's going to go for 100 and a touchdown. And at that number, 3x is right there. It's easy. And at that cheap price, you move yourself to the receivers, the higher numbers, and get the higher value. So, and Pollard's on my list. Like I said, Pollard's a guy I want to put around places. I think you can put Pollard, you can put B. Robinson in that lineup. You can switch out either one. I'll up to you guys. I mean, I'm going to have Robinson in this lineup. I'll have Pollard probably in the other one, or in other ones at least. Maybe not the other one, because I want to do this other running backs, but because Pollard's a late night guy, so late slate guy, and if he goes off, boom. Sometimes you want the highest score to a point, but you don't want to miss a late slate boom. You don't want to miss that late slate boom, because you miss that, you're going down, everyone goes up, it's over. You feel confident in the early action, you get all happy, you're winning money, and then you end up losing. And that's not fun. So don't miss the booms in the 4 o'clock hour. Addison's a guy I love. I think Chargers against the speed, no bueno. So Addison, Jefferson, Cousins lineup, that's a go as well. You put Keenan or Mike Williams as the bounce back, bring back, go there. Flowers, another guy I really like with OBJ out. Flowers has been getting targets anyway, 8 to 10 targets a game. So he's going to continue to feed him against, I think, where they play in the Colts. So he's going to continue to feed him. MVS is a cheap guy, 4,200. Robert Woods is a guy I pull away from Dell if Dell's hurt and such, because Robert Woods has been getting his targets the first two games too. He's looking something there for the price at 44. Laporta at 4K is not my favorite, but it's something I looked at. But Henry at 41 is much more important. I like him and Kincaid at 34. Kincaid plays more like a receiver than a tight end, so he and Knox are out there a lot, but Knox runs the tight end routes, and he plays more the receiver. Pats and Bills are my two favorite Ds this week. Josh Allen is a quarterback that's going to go off, but 8,100 is pretty tough to convince. Herbert and Cousins are their high prices, but Russell Wilson, I think you know what? I mean, let's see. He might continue to cook. You don't know. Back in my mind, I got to remember who they're playing again. I don't have that thing out anymore, but fuck. But it is what it is. I mean, I wrote it down for a reason. I'm not going to write it down if I didn't think it's going to happen, or at least didn't have an opinion about thinking it's going to happen. It's all about scripts. So there's that. But I do think what I got next here. What I didn't talk about. I didn't talk about how it's been going. I didn't tout myself. How am I not touting myself? What am I doing here? The last thing I got to do. It's supposed to be the first thing. So I had an okay week. I mean, it's the first 2 weeks. We're just moving up. It's all about staying positive. So this week I didn't even hit 1 unit positive, but 0.87. It's okay. I kind of shit the bed. That's something to think about. I killed the Sunday slates. I think I went 5 of 6 in my props in the red zone slate. 2 of 2 in my picks, but like I was hitting props. Higgins ATD, Davis ATD, Higgins over, Evans over, Kirk over. Only miss was Mike Williams ATD, and that I had a fucking 3-pick parlay with ATDs, and that he was only missed right there. I had a 4-pick as well in FanDuel, and fucking Nuck was only missed right there. I don't remember. All I remember is Mark Andrews was in that lineup, and I had like I had another plus 200, plus him as well. So that's 3 plus 200s, and it is what it is. Make money at the end of the day. It's all about making money. So overall, 1.58 units. It is what it is. It's moving forward. That's in that. DraftKings, like I said, before I move on to that. Thursdays, Sundays. Thursdays, Mondays. I got to take it easy. 5 units on a Thursday night football game, 1 game. 5 units on A.J. Brown. Like, that was dumb. That was pretty dumb. Gotta say it myself. That was pretty stupid. Fucking dumb. So, moving forward, maybe a couple of bets here and there. Like I said, maybe Elijah Mitchell, ATD, and a rushing prop, and leave it be. We'll see how it goes, but leave it be there. Stick to the Sundays. Kill it out there. I know Damon is destroying the prop game as well, so check it out with him at Damon Santor. That dude is hitting the prop, so look it up there. And then Monday Night Football, chill it out, because I killed it Sunday red zone. 0.87 units to kill it red zone, but then lose it all back on Thursday Night Football and basically break slight positive on Monday Night Football. But moving forward, that's life. We live and we learn. We keep note. We keep these things in our mind so that we move forward and we improve ourselves. It's all about working as a team. It's all about getting better. It's all about making money at the end of the day. So as long as we're making money, it's all good. And DFS champs, first 2 lineups didn't make money. We'll see if week 3 does it. It's the Hammer solo lineup, so maybe we got a little prophet God's luck on our side. So the Hebrew Hammer will speak to the gods. The Hebrew Hammer will do his thing. Yom Kippur coming up. We'll do our fasting. We'll do our sinning. And we'll speak to the gods, and we'll work it through, and we'll try to make some fucking money. So that's all it's allowed at the end of the day. I mean, if we're not making money, what's the point? It's all about earning. So thank you very much for joining the solo show of DFS Champs. I'm Jared, the Hebrew Hammer. You can follow me at the Hebrew Hammer 180 on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm tired of saying that. I just want to call it something. So I'm going to call it Twitter from now on. Fuck X. Fuck Elon. Fuck that bullshit. It's Twitter. It has Twitter. It will be Twitter. It always will be Twitter. So follow me at the Hebrew Hammer 180 on Twitter. And I'll update you with picks throughout the week on Thursday Night Football. We got Sunday, we got Monday. So follow me, follow Damon. I'm sure somewhere on Mars he has Twitter available. I know he has DFS on Mars, so that helps. So check us out. We'll keep you updated, and you have fun. You have a good time, guys, and make some money. Have a good night.